This week, I only traded 4 days, and every single one's green. No red days, but one trade almost flipped the entire week. And that's why I want to break down. So we start the week off with Monday, and the first thing we do is we go on to the higher time frame. So what we're going to do is we're going to first scope out the 4-hour chart. So we have a few 4 hours here. We've got one up here, got another one here, and we've got 4-hour highs inside of the steps. So we're going to build our narrative. First of all, if market goes up, takes this liquidity inside of this 4-hour gap, we could expect a reversal down to our external liquidity, which is here, and we also got a big draw here. So we're sticking to our core values of internal to external liquidity. If we go back up to this imbalance right here and then go down to this external liquidity, that's how the market moves. Or we could go straight down to this external liquidity since we've already touched this internal liquidity already, but we'll see what happens. If price just flies past this gap, we still have another 4-hour resting all the way up here that is unfilled, and we could expect a reversal from there. Now we go down to the hourly chart. We have a small hourly gap here, and that's really all I'm looking for currently. We have a small internal 1-hour liquidity here, and we go down to the 1-minute time frame and we play price. Okay, we'll swap that liquidity. Right, so here is where I'm really looking to take a trade. We'll swap this liquidity like we've said. We have this inversion here. We have a 1-minute, but we also have to wait for this 1 minute to get inverted over here. Let's check if there's anything on the higher time frame. Got a 2-minute right here. We've got a small 2-minute. If we inverse this 3-minute, I'm looking to take longs. So why are we taking this trade? We've come to internal liquidity. We're going lower. We've swept this liquidity, and hopefully price delivers higher from there. Also, we have a 15-minute gap unfilled here. We have two just chilling next to each other. So we have an unfilled 15-minute gap here also in this leg. So we could look for price to sweep this liquidity, go back to that imbalance and maybe trade lower, but that is a good draw on liquidity right now. We go on to the 1-minute. Let's go back down to the 3-minute. As you can see, the 3-minute candle closed. We've swept this liquidity with inverse this 3-minute fair value gap. I'm looking to take longs from where price is right now. I always take my trades on candle closure. I don't really set limits, and I aim for this draw all the way up here. So we have this unfilled 15-minute. Our stop loss is going to be below this IFVG, and we're going to take a trade risking around $1,000 and let price play. So we're already in on the trade. We're up $1,000. Our break-even point is literally here. That is our 1-minute internal high. That's usually where we set the break-evens, and we set the break-even quite quickly. Price goals, brace goals. And we're getting edged, and our TP gets hit, and it does trade to that 15-minute fair value. That is a beautiful setup. A 1 to 5, nearly a 1 to 6, a whopping $5,000 on our P&L. This is a beautiful trade. We'll move on to the next day. So on the next day, and the first thing we do is we scope out the 4-hour. We still have this 1-hour unfilled gap here. We have this 4-hour, huge 4-hour with this intermediate 4-hour high. We still have this low all the way down here. I don't see any 4-hour gaps on the chart, so I'll go down to the 1-hour. And we do have a huge 1-hour gap here, and we have resting hourly highs inside of this gap. We also have a 1-hour low just resting here. So price could really do anything right now. We'll go straight down to the 1-minute and see what price does. Right, so price takes that put first point of liquidity. We have anything on the 30-second, no gaps, no trade. And we trade higher, we sweep that liquidity. We're inside of the hour gap now. But inside of this hour gap, we'll sweep 2 points of liquidity. This is our accumulation for the market. The market moves in 3. As usual, we have our beautiful AMD model presenting itself. Accumulation just before market open, manipulation, and hopefully distribution downwards. We have inverse this gap and this huge 1-minute gap over here. And so this is a purely mechanical model. Thus, I will take short from this candle closure here. I will go for around and I'll target these lows over here and go for around a 1 to 4. We'll place the order and let price play. and straight to TP. That's a 1 to 4. Our P&O is now $9,680. We're nearly up 10K on the week alone, and we move on to the next day. Today is Wednesday, 18th of February. We still have this unfilled 4-hour gap here, this resting high over here, this 4-hour gap all the way up here. I don't see anything else from the hourly, so I'm going to go down to the 1 hour. At the looks of it, we have inversed this hourly gap here. So what does that mean? We've inversed this hourly gap here. We've touched into this 4-hour gap. We have swept this high too. So right now, if we invert a gap, what does that mean? Order flow has completely switched, right? So price will most likely deliver downwards. So I am expecting a bearish day, so I'd look for sales with passed into this 4-hour gap. And we are delivering lower, plus we had a 1-hour inversion. But just in case, we have a 1-hour gap here, which we could get a trade from, and we have this low just here. Let's go on to the 1-minute chart and see what we could get. On market open, straight into the hour fair value gap, we bounce right back off. Do we have anything on the 30? Let's play price. Nope, we got lower. Okay. Price is just kind of chopping, right? What do we have here? Let's check on the 1-minute. Anything. 3-minute, nothing. We're just delivering higher for no reason, so we'll continue to play price.
Right.
So here is where we start to look for a trade, right? Our boxes have been ticked off. We're in this hour gap. We've swept this liquidity. Now, if you look on the 3-minute time frame, we have some gaps here, but we also have 5-minute gaps. Do we have anything else? 15-minute? Yes, we have a small 15-minute gap that we could look to inverse and take a trade. And if we do inverse that, we'll take longs, right? So we've pretty much invert every single 5-minute here, right? I did say we were going to look for the 15-minute inverse, but this is where it becomes discretionary. I am so sure that price is going to be bullish. I mean, look at this 5-minute candle. We've inversed all these previous 5-minute candles with flew and delivered far higher. Taking along from here is not a bad decision. So the last 5-minute inverse was just around here. I'm going to mark that out. Remove this 15-minute. The reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want to miss out on this trade. Simple as that. I don't want to be a loser. I don't want to be waiting for the 15-minute to inverse when I know price is going to deliver higher. This is going to be our break-even point. Our trade will go for around a 1 to 2-ish, something like that. Go for those highs over there, and we'll take the trade straight to our break-even point. And we get break-even, but the trade hits. My entry would have not been there. My entry would have been down here, but I kind of missed out on the candle. But you see the point, right? So we move on to the next day. Today is Thursday, 19th of February. We're clearly delivering from this 4-hour gap. So we're creating downwards. I don't see any gaps on the 4-hour chart, so I'm going to go down to the 1-hour chart, and we have a few gaps. So it's resting here and here. I'm going to be honest, I do recall this being a no trade day. I didn't really see any setups. If you let price play, there was just really nothing for me to enter on this day. This is just not a day you'd want to be trading like. So we come down to the last day, Friday, 20th of February 2026, and this is the setup I took. So we swept this 1-hour low, right? It's very similar to our most recent trade. We had this beautiful 5-minute inversion, and when price inverse on a 5-minute time frame, you can really expect price to go in that direction. So quite very simply, aim for about 1 to 2.4, put my stop loss just below the inverse fair value gap, and as you can see, price delivered to take profit. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe. I have a free NQ execution rule set. These are the rules I followed, and these are the rules I followed to get my first ever payout with TopStep. It's in the link in the description. It's a free website. Use this and you will get your pair. I also have a free Discord where people are talking in every single day. As you can see, they're sending their trade recaps, their trade ideas. This is the best group you can join, full of transparent traders. Everyone is talking. If you want a community of new traders, beginner traders, advanced traders, this is the chat you join. And on that note, I will see you in the next video.